What's up? I'm Bobby K. I'm a professional landscape designer and installer, and this is part 2 of that series for common mistakes that I don't want you to make because I don't want you to blow your money on things that you don't need that actually take away from your house. Let's get right into it. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rapid fire, and I'm gonna save you a bunch of heartache and bad decisions right now. The first thing is plant growth. I want you to think about the plants that you're buying. So you get out there and you start looking around, you're excited at the nursery, and you start picking stuff out. Hopefully you already have a design and a plan in place. But if you don't, which you probably don't if I'm talking about this, think about how big are these things gonna get. Don't just start dropping in plants left and right that are gonna get 8 feet tall. Think about plant growth, and there's tags right on these things. You look at them, you find out sunshade, how big they get. Just take a little time, cool your jets, and think about that. So before you get in the car and you go to the nursery and you start picking out stuff and getting excited and you already know about plant growth, great. But did you think about color? Think about scattered color. Don't just get a ton of color and throw it all over your yard. It actually is gonna take away and it's not gonna look as good. I would say pick between 3 to 5 max and make those your main colors. And if it's like pink, you could literally just do 3 shades of pink and maybe a spackle of white going in there. Think about color balance. Think about what is the color of my house, what's gonna play off of my house, and how am I gonna put this together with whatever theme I'm selecting. So don't just start picking out stuff because it's pretty, because it actually might not look pretty and take away from your house. The third tip is if you have an irrigation system, which I recommend for everybody, it is totally worth the investment. If you ever wanna have a nice lawn, if you ever wanna have plants that are gonna thrive, get an irrigation system so that the watering is done correctly. But here's the mistake. If you do have an irrigation system, think about what plants are in what zone. Because if you overwater these things, they're actually gonna drown out and die. So you have to know, how long do I really need to water that front landscape bed that's got all that beautiful color? It might only be 5 minutes, whereas the lawn might need that 10 to 15 minutes. And then I want you to think about what time of the year is it? If it's August, you're obviously gonna need more water than you're gonna need in, say, April when it's raining all the time in the first place. Actually May, global warming. But you get the idea. This is a good one, and this one hits home for me. It's failing to be family friendly. And what I mean by that is when you are putting a design together and you want to put together something spectacular that when people come over and they look around, they're like, man, this is amazing. They must be really doing well. What I'm saying is you can get carried away. You can put together this beautiful landscape and all of a sudden you don't have much yard. And oops, I got kids. Where are the kids gonna play? Think about that. If you don't have a ton of space, take into account that you will need some lawn, you will need some area where you can throw the ball with little Petey or play hula hoop with Sally Jane. I don't know where I'm coming up with this crap, but you get the idea. The final thing is a thing that we all do. I even do it. You know what? I was on Facebook the other day and I was scrolling through and they had these beautiful metal sculptures that people carve out and they spray paint them and they look like agave. And I thought that was so cool because we can't do that here in St. Louis. That's something, because of our climate, it's not really gonna do that well. And I was like, hey, why don't I get these metal sculptures? But now that I'm thinking about it, I might be regretting this because when I get them, I don't know if it's really gonna work. So what we're talking about is impulse buying. Don't just go out and start buying stuff without a plan. Think about what is gonna go where, have it sketched out, hire a designer like myself, get something before you go out to the store and start shedding out some bucks, because it's not gonna work in your favor. It just isn't, it never works out. If you like these kind of videos, make sure you go watch the last one, which was part 1 of the common mistakes, and part 3 is coming out very soon. I want you to stay on top of this. These 15 tips that I'm gonna collectively share with you are gonna save you so much time, frustration, and heartache, and it's just gonna make you a better person. That's probably not true. This is Bobby K saying creation is everything, so go out and create. I'll see you on the next video.